Yeah. I am the very model of a modern-day philosopher. I know precisely where the world ends and where my thoughts occur, mapping imaginary borders where words and symbols blur like some kind of consciousness cartographer. I've cataloged each theory on the meaning of existence, with diagrams explaining my cosmic disposition. Realized pain was just a temporary chemical condition, then rescheduled joy pending metaphysical revision. I know the laws of syllogism, grammar, and ontology. I quote a little Ram Dass when I'm trapped in tautology. I overthink existence through comparative psychology, then justify my decisions with impressive terminology. What is reality? Does it matter if it's vegetable, animal, or mineral? Are you the very model of a modern major general, trying to make the fictional into something literal? What difference does it make if the world is merely physical? Call it a body, a soul, a role, or a ritual. Call it original, a duplicate, unusual, or typical. Call it chemical, digital, fictional, or biblical. All categories collapse when you become spiritual. I know the world is wiggly, as the great Alan Watts would say, and yet I try to pin it down in a linguistic, rigid way. I'm weary of the boundaries and the borders of the lexicons that turn the living universe to statues made of silicon. So call it random chance or an act of pure divinity. Call it one more nervous little laugh before infinity. Call it the self, a soul, your role, or holy electricity. Your cell's collective consciousness created an identity. I know the trap of naming things is truly quite tyrannical. It turns a blooming garden into something quite mechanical. I'm versed in every datum of a spirit quite botanical, while forced to follow morals that are strictly puritanical. What is reality? Does it matter if it's vegetable, animal, or mineral? Are you the very model of a modern major general, trying to remove all the magic from the mystical? What difference does it make if the world is really digital? Call it a body, a soul, a role, or a ritual. Call it original, a duplicate, unusual, or typical. Call it chemical, physical, fictional, or biblical. All categories collapse when you become spiritual. I'm very well acquainted with the limits of expression. See, I quantify the mystery with the maximum efficiency. The limits of your knowledge are the limits of the world you see, which can make the universe quite a scary place to be. I know the word banana isn't yellow, bent, or edible. I know that feeling joy is just a temporary chemical. I know a map is not the place, a menu is not dinner, sir. That self is a costume still worn by cosmic beginners, sir. I've realized all this naming is just a sick addiction, so now I label things with just a little less conviction. Language is a useful tool, but I swing it like a weapon, then complain about the bruises when I teach myself a lesson. When I can label every mask as temporary scenery, when I can call the ego nervous little machinery, when I have learned precisely why precision is ridiculous, when all my definitions turn suspiciously meticulous, when I see the multiverse and spiderweb condensation, when I can teach enlightenment through lyric meditations, when I can prove the universe is more than information, and then explain why that feeling gives me excitations, when I stop needing meanings out of fear and false obedience, and find a recipe is more than just the sum of its ingredients. In short, when I see that labels are an inconvenience, I'll grant the messy, nameless world a little bit of lenience. What is reality? Does it matter if it's vegetable, animal, or mineral? Are you the very model of a modern major general, trying to turn chaos into something predictable? What difference does it make if the world is really mystical? Call it a body, a soul, a role, or a ritual. Call it original, a duplicate, unusual, or typical. Call it chemical, physical, fictional, or biblical. All categories collapse when you become spiritual. For all my so-called knowledge, I feel like an imposter, sir. My insights mostly guesses from a well-intentioned wanderer, but still in matter, symbolic, cosmic, lexical, and proper, sir. I am the very model of a modern-day philosopher.